help walk through what you might have to do if you need to file the final income tax return on behalf of a deceased person. So we're on the IRS website, and I'll put the link in the show notes to this page in the video. But we'll talk about filing the current tax year return. We'll talk about understanding a little bit more about the decedent's tax history, and we can discuss options on how to pay taxes owed and how to claim a refund if due. So there are a couple of instructions that you can go to. IRS Publication 17 talks about federal income tax, and IRS Publication 559, Survivors, Executors, and Administrators, specifically help those individuals who need to manage complicated tax issues arising from a deceased person's affairs. So the most common circumstance for a deceased person is that their spouse may have to file the tax return on their behalf. So there's really no difference in doing that on behalf of your deceased spouse in the year that they passed away. You still file your income tax return as a married couple filing jointly if that was your status before. The primary difference is that at the top of your tax form, you would enter deceased, the taxpayer's name, and then the date of death at the very top of the form. And your accountant will know how to do this. And most likely, you should hire an accountant to prepare tax returns to do any kind of tax-related work if you are a grieving spouse. That is a very paramount consideration, because for at least the first year after the death of your spouse, you'll probably not be in a good position to make very many significant financial decisions. Things like major purchases or major changes to your cash flow, things of that nature. You should probably wait at least a year, and if you need help, talking to a financial advisor to make sure that you've got the cash flow you need to pay your day-to-day and monthly expenses for at least that first year. And then after that, you may start to feel like you have some confidence in your ability to make those big decisions. But definitely filing your deceased spouse's final income tax return should be at the very top of your accountant's to-do list. And then at the bottom where you would sign filing as surviving spouse. Again, that's in the year of your spouse's passing away. Subsequently, if you are raising a child, you can still claim a preferential tax status by claiming as a surviving or as a qualified widow or a qualifying widower, or even after that time frame passes, if you still are responsible for a minor or multiple dependents, you can claim head of household status. So if you need more information about the tax history, you can request the deceased person's tax information. And so this is the page that I'll refer you to. You can request a copy of their tax return, a copy of their tax transcript, payoff information if they have a balance due, change of address. So in order to make that request, you would need basically to submit certain information that shows that you're authorized to receive that deceased person's information. So that could be their full information, their full name, last address, social security number, and a copy of the death certificate. And then either a copy of the letters of testamentary. Basically, it's a core document that shows you're the personal representative or the estate administrator or you're the executor. So it's the final court documentation that shows you're the person responsible. Or you can file IRS Form 56, in which case you would need to include a copy of that letter of testamentary that's been approved by the court. Generally speaking, you would have to wait, well, to request that deceased person's information if you are their spouse is probably a little bit easier than if you're not. If you're not their spouse, then you would have to go through this process, get their the will probated, so on and so forth. But then at that point, you can request a copy of the tax return by filing IRS Form 4506. You can get a free tax return transcript either online, which it would be mailed to that person's address of record, or you can have it mailed to you by filing IRS Form 4506-T, which is simply a request for the transcript. If they owe taxes, you can request payoff information by going to the Taxpayer Assistance Center, or you can go to the website. And if you need to change their address, then you can submit IRS Form 8822, attach your power of attorney document if you have one, or attach the Form 56. So I'll put links to articles and videos that we've put together for each of those tax forms in the show notes, as well as links to these IRS websites. So if you are filing a prior year tax return, you would want to make sure that you get that tax return transcript first to make sure that you see which tax returns need to be filed, if at all. And then finally, if you need to claim a tax refund, then you can submit IRS Form 1310, which is the statement of a person claiming a refund due to a deceased taxpayer. So it is your responsibility, if you are the personal representative or the executor of a decedent's estate, to make sure that their income tax balance due is paid in full from their estate. There are other tax situations that can go into much more complexity, but if you're simply looking at this as this was a fairly straightforward tax situation, what do I do? You would need to make sure that you're covered for the current tax year. You should obtain information either through prior year tax returns or tax transcripts to verify that the decedent did not owe any prior taxes. And then if the IRS actually owes that person a refund, then you can submit Form 1310 to claim that refund. So that's all we have for this video. I'll put the links to these IRS pages that we navigated through in the show notes. I'll also attach links to all of the different forms, the articles and the videos that we've produced with respect to those forms. So if you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. Simply go to teachmepersonalfinance.com. You can sign up. There should be an opt-in form on the right-hand side of your screen. You can click on any of the articles and you should see that form pop up. And if you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any topics, any tax topics that you would like me to walk through in a video, please hit me up. And if you have any questions, comments, or observations, please let me know. Thank you very much and have a great day.